Alrighty, boys. Alrighty, here we go. Stipe Miocic set to face John Bones Jones for the heavyweight title, UFC 309. I am looking forward to this fight. I know a lot of you guys are not, but I'm personally looking forward to this fight. And, you know, when it comes to making predictions in MMA, I mean, it's hit or miss. It really is. Because this sport is, when it comes to being unpredictable, this is probably the most unpredictable sport where damn near anything can happen. And so, like, really all you can do is look at these guys on paper. Stipe Miocic has not fought since 2021. The last time we saw him in there was against Francis Ngannou, and he got knocked out. He got KO'd by Francis. And since then, we just haven't seen him. And, of course, now the champion in the heavyweight division is John Jones, and they are set to fight. I think they match up well on paper. If you look at their accolades, you look at what Stipe has accomplished. Got him! Stipe Miocic has a lot of wrestling experience. Not just that. If you look at their size, they're about the same size. John Jones only has the reach on Stipe, but they're both 6'4". Stipe is a real heavyweight. He has very good boxing, especially for the heavyweight division. He's a Golden Glove boxer with really good power, especially in that right hand. We've seen him hurt guys with that right hand. We saw him knock out Fabricio Verdun with the right hand. Saw him sit down and finish Junior Dos Santos with the right hand. Saw him finish DC with the right hand. So it's a weapon. Sit him down again. It is a legitimate weapon. And not just that. The biggest thing is Stipe has very good cardio. He's got very good cardio in that weight class, and he's a very good competitor. In other words, like, Stipe will fight you until you either put him out of there or until the rounds are over. He competes really, really well. Now, with that said, there is no doubt that this is a young man's sport, and John Jones will be the younger man. And there is also the fact that ring rust or cage rust or whatever, it is a real thing. You know, someone like Dominic Cruz will say it's not, but I really do think it is. There's a lot that can be said about consistency, and a lot can be said about activity. Like, the more active you are at something, whatever it is you're doing, like, honestly, the more comfortable you are at doing it. Your timing is going to be there. You know, like, of course, there's some fighters who are so good, they get all that stuff back really, really quickly. But when you've been out for as long as Stipe has been out, I mean, what has he been doing since then? Has he been building more skills, right? Like, what has he been doing since then? What is he going to feel like coming back after that long time? Even someone as experienced as he has, someone who's been under those bright lights before, facing the best fighters in the world, you got to think about that. Got him again. But in my opinion, though, what I think is, I don't think this is going to be a easy fight for John Jones, like a lot of people have been saying. I really don't think so. If it ends up being an easy fight, I would like that. As a fan of John, I would like him to go in there, win the fight, not get injured, display dominance, and get out of there. But just when I think about it, here's what I'll say. Stipe, he got it. Oh my God! I don't even know. I didn't think of that. I didn't think he was gonna do that. There we go. I think a lot is gonna be decided if Jon Jones is A, able to take down Stipe easily, and B, if Jon Jones is not able to take down Stipe. Do I think Jon can outstrike Stipe? I think so. I think Jon Jones has enough tools to where he can outstrike Stipe. And a big reason why I say that... Hold on, so we can get this. No. Let's lock it in. Like, the sort of fighters that give Jon Jones trouble on the feet. Like, if you go back and you look at the fighters that have given Jon Jones a lot of issue on the feet, right? You're thinking about Alexander Gustafsson in the first fight. Well, the very first one was Lyoto Machida, right? You're thinking Lyoto Machida, and you're thinking Gustafsson in the first fight. You're thinking Thiago Santos. You're thinking Dominic Reyes. Am I forgetting somebody? That's it. I wanted to finish him from close guard the same way Stipe finished him. There we go. Very good. Very, very good. Very glad I got the finish like that. Right. You're thinking Lyoto Machida. You're thinking Dominic Reyes. You're thinking Thiago Santos. You're thinking Alexander Gustafsson. And one thing you'll notice all these men have in common is they have really, really, really good footwork. And they fought Jon Jones on the back foot. Jon had to chase these guys. He had to chase Machida. He had to chase Dominic Reyes. He had to chase Gus the first time. He had to chase Thiago. These guys were running around on the back foot, kicking Jon's legs, tagging him, circling again. They never stood still. Jon Jones will eat you alive if you are flat-footed. Jon is really, really good with his Muay Thai when you stand directly in front of him. If you're not constantly laterally moving, you're food for Jon Jones. Think Rampage Jackson. Right? Think Glover Teixeira. Think, you know, all these guys that, you know, their footwork is not that good and that they're not very mobile around the cage. Jon has an easier time dealing with these guys. And Stipe kind of falls in there a little bit. But let's keep it moving. Tom Aspinall. Oh, man. You know, with Tom Aspinall, here's what I'm going to say, bro. No matter what happens, I hope for Tom Aspinall's sake that he keeps on winning. Because in my opinion, MMA fans can be absolutely fucking brutal, especially when it comes to Jon Jones, bro. One moment, you are their favorite fighter on the fucking planet when it comes to Jon. Like Gustafsson. I mean, the amount of fans that Gustafsson apparently got overnight when he was fighting Jon Jones or when he had that close fight with Jon. Everybody loved Gustafsson. But what you find out is a vast majority of these people just hate Jon Jones. So they latch on to whoever it is that's they see is kind of clowning Jon a little bit. They did the same thing with Dominic Reyes. Same thing with Cyril Gane. And when these guys fall off for whatever reason, they lose. All of a sudden, all of these amazing fans who love them so much, they all disappear. Like, where are the Cyril Gane fans? Where are these guys? I remember all the talk about Cyril Gane, bro. You know, where are all the Alexander Gustafsson fans, bro? Like, you barely hear anything about that man anymore. The Dominic Reyes guys, you barely hear anything about that dude anymore. Same thing with Johnny Walker. Remember when Johnny Walker was the guy that was supposed to destroy Jon Jones, and he went out there and lost a bunch of matches, and now all of a sudden he's become kind of a joke. And so for Tom Aspinall, you know, I really hope that he keeps winning and he becomes a superstar in the heavyweight division, because he will be introduced directly to the fickleness, to the fickle nature of MMA fans. If something happens and he loses, all of a sudden, a lot of these fans will either turn on him or they'll all just forget about him. That's just what happens, man. And it's kind of sad. It's sad, but that's what happens. But yeah, Tom is a very dangerous fight for John. I mean, he's very, very dangerous for John. And I would actually reluctantly pick him to beat John Jones if they were to fight, just because he does a lot. The only question I have for Tom, is what is his heart like? He got me. What is Tom Aspinall's heart like? What is Tom Aspinall like when he can't get you out of there in the first round? You know what I mean? When he's in there with someone that challenges him on a fucking, you know, like someone that drags him to deep water. Like Tom Aspinall is bleeding. Tom Aspinall is exhausted. Maybe Tom Aspinall has a broken something. Something on him is hurt. He has to battle through adversity. Like Tom Aspinall is not battle tested. And so when I think about Tom, that's the only question I have. Is he fast? Hell yeah. Is he very skilled? Hell yeah. Is he powerful? Hell yes. Good grappling, good striking, very good speed, very athletic. But we don't know if this dude can go through a war and come out on top. We don't know. We don't know that. And we know that about John. We know that John Jones is not going to lay down for anybody under any circumstances and let you just beat him. There's no way. You fight John Jones and you find yourself in a battle of will against John Jones. You're in for a just horrendously long night. Because nobody beats John Jones in a battle of will. And so that's the only question I have when it comes to Tom Aspinall. And I think it's a reasonable question to ask. It's the only reason why I say I wouldn't completely put my money on him. Then again, if John goes to war with Stipe Miocic, which it's very likely to happen, I'm telling you guys. Hey, this should be it. Oh, he stood right back up. If John goes to war with Stipe Miocic, which it's very likely to happen, because Stipe is such a competitor, bro. I mean, you guys saw his fights against DC. Besides the first one where he got straight up knocked out, as long as Stipe is in there, he is fighting you, man. He's fighting you. I want to see what is John's cardio like at heavyweight if he has to go 5 rounds. We know John can do it in the light heavyweight division. Like we've seen that. You know, he can go 5 hard rounds. But can he do it at heavyweight? He's carrying more weight now. He's older. He's coming off a surgery, you know, a catastrophic surgery. John has some questions to answer himself, you know. What if he re-injures himself in the fight? You know, it's the wear and tear. Like, hey, beautiful. The wear and tear of training. You know, the fucking surgery on his chest, I believe. I know I said shoulder, but I believe it was his chest. His pectoral muscle or something got torn off the bone while he was wrestling. And that is a catastrophic injury. He required surgery for that. So we'll be looking to see if this fight has to get into the trenches where both guys are battered, bleeding, you know, just, oh my God, like, what's that going to look like? What's that going to look like? Are we going to see a sluggish, slow fight where both of them are just absolutely dead and exhausted? Are we going to get a Gustafsson versus John Jones 2 this time? We'll see, man. We'll see. I know you guys don't care for the fight, but I, for one, I really do care for it. I've wanted John versus Stipe for a while. I want to see it. I think it'll be a good one. Let's do one more fight, call it a day. You guys know what I just remembered? I just remembered that the 12-6 elbow is finally legal in MMA. They legalized the 12-6 elbow in time for Jon Jones to come back. And that is exciting. It is very, very exciting. Because at some point, Jon Jones should get Stipe down to the ground. And if there's anything that we've seen from Stipe Miocic, especially in half guard, it's very easy to flatten out Stipe, which is not good. DC took him down and was able to hold him down the whole entire round. DC was able to just flatten him out completely. Was able to land some good ground and pound on Stipe. You know, Jon Jones takes you down and puts you in half guard, especially working with Gordon Ryan these days. Gordon's specialty is half guard. I think Jon's pin will be really, really good. And with that pin will come some devastating ground and pound. And with that 12-6 elbow, man. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Pavlovich, what you got? I'm trying to sidestep you, boy. I'm gonna block. Hey, I'm gonna block counter you if you keep doing that. Jon has always been one of those guys that like uses every malicious technique within the rules. You know what I mean? He'll shoulder crank you and rip your shoulders off you. Rip your arms off your shoulders. He'll, you know, he'll knee stump you. He'll, what are the other malicious techniques Jon Jones has done? You know, he's just, I get rocked. Fantastic. I need to stop doing that before he uppercuts me. Yeah, I know. I want to block counter him. Ah! Loading up that uppercut for me. Ah! Ah, give me that block counter. Yeah, so I'm rooting for Jon. I would like to see him win that fight. And honestly, as much as I understand, like, I think he should fight Tom Aspinall because I know he can win that fight. I think he should do it. And if he does it and beats Tom, what am I even saying? What am I saying? People will not be satisfied. There's still gonna be questions. You know what I mean? So I understand where he's coming from. It's like I don't want to see Jon versus Poatan, honestly speaking. I really don't want to see that one, just because I just don't think that fight, like, Jon has a huge advantage. You know what I mean? He's got a huge advantage when it comes to wrestling Alex, and it's just, I don't know. I don't want to see it. He finally actually did it. Kudos to you, sir. I'm afraid of seeing him fight Tom just because he might lose to Tom Aspinall. But I think he needs to do it. I really do think he needs to do it. And if the UFC are smart with how much interest the fight has right now, they got to offer Jon Jones something crazy. They got to offer John something insane. Offer him a lot of goddamn money. And then just... Oh, I messed that up. I was trying to fake the uppercut. I mean, the hook to the body and then slip uppercut. There we go. He quit. That's okay. That is okay. Yeah, so we'll find out in a couple of days who's gonna win this fight, man. I just don't be surprised if it ends up being a war. Don't be surprised. Anyways, that is gonna do it. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like on it, and I will see you guys later with a brand new one. As always, stay safe. Peace out. Have a good one.